Thus far in this chapter, that sounds pretty important, doesn't it? Thus far. The last 3 lessons have been all about the dodge, burn, and sponge tools, which is cool. But dodging and burning is more than just those tools. So I want you to pick up this document right here. Go ahead and open that up. Let's get started. This is another image from photospin.com, and I do like this image. I made a couple of modifications to it, but we'll talk about that in a second. So it's a plane that's either taking off or landing, I really don't know which one, in the morning or the evening at sunrise or sunset, and I don't really know which one either, but I want to lighten it up a little bit. Now, we've talked about dodging and burning in a very destructive way. We're going to move away from that, and we're going to dodge and burn non-destructively by using a layer. I want you to come down to this button right here, which is the new layer icon button right there. But before you click it, hold down the Alt key and then click it. You get the options. Change the name if you like. What I want you to do, though, is just do one really important thing, and that's change the blending mode to overlay. We get an option that comes up that I want you to check. Fill with a neutral color. Click OK. And there you go. Now, the reason nothing is changing here is because when you put an overlay blending mode onto a layer and fill it with a neutral gray, it doesn't do anything. But here's the cool part. If you paint in that layer in a color darker than the overlay color, it will darken the image, and that's burning. And if you use a lighter shade of gray, the shade is up to you, it will lighten, that's dodging. And it's all non-destructive. Now, over here, I'm going to go ahead and press the letter D on my keyboard. That defaults my colors to black and white. And then I'm going to press the letter X on my keyboard. That will reverse them for you. Let me show you a demo with painting with white. Pick up your paintbrush tool, come over here, and begin painting. Now, because the color is lighter, it will begin lightening the image. Now, that's probably more than what I want, but you get the idea. I'm going to press undo because I love that button. If I decide to go and press the letter X or click this little button right here and paint again, it correspondingly darkens the image quite aggressively. All right, we got our little play done. Let's get serious. Now, I modified this document to save some time, and we will do these in the selections chapter, but I made some really quick selections. Like the word land, those are all the land areas with the little trees poking up. Why? Because I really don't feel like painting around trees. So what we do is we'll go back to RGB and we control-click on land, and that will make that a selection. Let's go back to layers. Okay, I want to lighten that area up. That's my goal. So I'm going to use a color up here, but you know what? I got all these colors up here. I got blues and reds and purples and all kinds of stuff. And I would like a swatches panel that just helps me with dodge and burn. So I made one for you. If you go into your work folder, exercise folder for this class, you're going to see a folder called Color Swatch Panel. Let me show you where it is on mine. You can load that in if you want to. I'm going to go into Replace Swatches. And there it is. It's called Dodge and Burn ACO. When I click Open, all I have up there are shades of gray. You don't have to do that, but why not have swatch panels that help you out? Now, I want to lighten it, but I don't want to go full exposure. I'm going to knock that down a couple, say to about here. So I click there. Of course, it changes the color over here. I can now get in here with a bigger brush because the selection is actually controlling and stopping me. And I like selections for that reason. It makes things go faster. And there we go. I think I got it all. If not, we can come back and do it again. If I deselect that and then go into this button right here and turn that on and off, you can see that really did a nice job of lightening that up. Tell you what, let's lighten the sky up a little bit too. I'm going to go back to channels and go into my sky, control-click it, and I have the sky selected now, which is what I want. Let's go back to layers. And not as much, though. I'm going to get into a little bit of a darker color here, but not at the 50% neutral. And as you can see, just a little bit of lightening of that area. Total non-destructive editing with an overlay blending mode on a layer and a neutral gray to start with. Not too bad if you ask me. And we can do this, turn on and off. Let's get rid of the selection. And what we've done, I think, is made it look lighter, as if it's not quite as dark as when the photograph was taken. We've given it the illusion it's more light out there. Using non-destructive editing in a separate layer, overlay blending mode, and shades of gray. On to the next.